players who cite you as an inspiration for their games, including Caitlin Clark, who's just absolutely a phenomenon in college, came into the WNBA with a whole lot of hype, lived up to it, and now she is ready to take the next step. What's that next step like for her?
You know, next steps, gosh, in this generation, right? You have, I think, just so many more challenges of how to handle yourself as an adult, right? You go through that whirlwind of being a senior in college, transitioning into the W, and then the next step is how to become just an even better leader. And so much of leadership, I think, is listening and learning.
Maya Moore, widely considered one of the greatest WNBA players ever, just made some bold statements about rookie sensation Caitlin Clark, and fans are in for a shock. Clark has been breaking records and redefining women's basketball, but what does her childhood idol really think of her rapid rise? In exclusive, never-before-seen ESPN footage, Moore finally shares her thoughts, offering an unfiltered take that no one expected. Is this the ultimate passing of the torch? Or did the four-time champion just bring Clark back down to earth with a reality check? Either way, basketball fans won't want to miss this moment. For years, Clark has openly called Maya Moore her biggest inspiration, the player she modeled her game after, her very own Michael Jordan. Now, the two are finally connected in a way that could change women's basketball forever. Let's break it all down.
I know Maya Moore is your favorite player. In a game to 11 against prime Maya Moore, how many points?
11-0, Maya Moore, for sure.
You're not scoring one bucket.
I'm not scoring. She's blocking me.
So, what does Maya Moore really think about Caitlin Clark? We finally have our answer, straight from the legend herself. In a revealing ESPN interview, Moore opened up about Clark and the new wave of talent pushing women's basketball to new heights. But before we dive into her specific thoughts on Clark, let's take a moment to understand why this moment is so significant. Maya Moore isn't just any former WNBA player, she's one of the greatest to ever step on the court. With 4 WNBA championships, 2 NCAA titles at UConn, 2 Olympic gold medals, and a Hall of Fame-worthy career, her voice carries serious weight in the basketball world. When a player of Moore's caliber speaks, people listen. And what she had to say about Clark and the future of the game is something every basketball fan needs to hear.
And like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Maya Moore.
Oh my gosh. Oh my God. Good to see you. How are you? I feel like I'm fangirling so hard. Oh my God. Thanks for being here. Hey, this is special. Just a little girl fangirling. Thanks for coming. Oh absolutely. This is so awesome.
There we go. Perfect.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
What makes this connection even more meaningful is that Maya Moore stepped away from basketball at the height of her career, not due to injury or retirement, but to fight for justice. She dedicated herself to freeing Jonathan Irons, a wrongfully convicted man, proving that her impact extended far beyond the court. Moore's absence from the game happened right as Caitlin Clark was rising to stardom, creating a unique dynamic. Clark idolized a player who wasn't actively competing, yet Moore's influence still shaped her game. But this is about more than just basketball, it's about the evolution of women's sports. Moore's generation laid the foundation for the unprecedented attention players like Clark are now receiving. The record-breaking viewership, skyrocketing social media engagement, and mainstream coverage Clark enjoys today wouldn't be possible without pioneers like Moore, who helped push the game to new heights.
In this generation, right, you have, I think, just so many more challenges of how to handle yourself as an adult, right? You go through that whirlwind of being a senior in college, transitioning into the W, and then the next step is how to become just an even better leader. And so much of leadership, I think, is listening and learning, and hopefully the more she can get connected to vets in the league and just different people and coaches and anyone that she can glean wisdom from of how to just continue to learn how to be as a connected and inspiring leader as she can be. And a lot of that is walking the walk and not just talking the talk. So she's already on her way, but, continuing to have fun, continuing to anticipate how people are going to try to stop.
Maya Moore breaks her silence on Caitlin Clark. Here's what she really thinks: the wait is over. Maya Moore has finally shared her thoughts on Caitlin Clark, and her words carry serious weight. In a revealing ESPN interview, Moore spoke openly about Clark's impact, the next steps in her career, and the new generation of stars elevating women's basketball to new heights. But before diving into Moore's insights, let's take a moment to understand why this moment matters, why this moment is so significant. Maya Moore isn't just a former WNBA player, she's one of the greatest to ever step on the court. With 4 WNBA championships, 2 NCAA titles at UConn, 2 Olympic gold medals, and a Hall of Fame-worthy career, her influence on the game is undeniable. What makes this connection even more special is that Moore walked away from basketball at the peak of her career, not because of injury or retirement, but to fight for justice. She focused on helping to free Jonathan Irons, a wrongfully convicted man, showing that her impact extends beyond sports. Meanwhile, Clark was rising to stardom, idolizing a player who was no longer active. This created a fascinating dynamic, a generational link that goes beyond basketball skills and speaks to the evolution of women's sports. Moore and players from her era paved the way for today's stars. The record-breaking TV ratings, massive social media buzz, and mainstream attention that Clark enjoys today wouldn't be possible without pioneers like Moore, who elevated the game's profile. Moore's advice for Clark: leadership is the key. When asked what Clark's next step should be after her record-breaking rookie season, Moore didn't hesitate. Next steps, gosh, in this generation, you have so many more challenges in how to handle yourself as an adult, Moore said. You go through that whirlwind of being a senior in college, transitioning into the WNBA, and then the next step is how to become an even better leader. She emphasized that leadership, not just scoring or playmaking, is what will define Clark's legacy. So much of leadership is listening and learning, Moore explained. Hopefully, the more she can get connected to vets in the league, different people, coaches, and anyone she can learn from, the more she can develop as an inspiring leader. This advice speaks volumes. Moore isn't just praising Clark's scoring ability or court vision, skills she's already mastered. Instead, she's encouraging Clark to focus on the intangibles that separate great players from true legends. Moore also offered a particularly telling remark: a lot of that is walking the walk, not just talking the talk. She's already on her way, but continuing to have fun, anticipating how people will try to stop her, and preparing for next season will be key. This shows that Moore genuinely believes in Clark's potential. She's not dismissing her as a media-driven sensation or a passing trend. Instead, she acknowledges that Clark is on the right track but needs to evolve as a leader to reach the next level. Clark's biggest challenge: staying ahead of defense. Moore also touched on a critical challenge Clark will face: defensive adjustments. Clark already encountered intense pressure during her rookie season, with teams designing defensive schemes specifically to shut her down. Yet, she still put up record-breaking numbers and made a huge impact. Moore's advice suggests that she expects defenses to evolve further. Clark's ability to anticipate and counter these adjustments will be crucial to maintaining her dominance. More on other rising stars, Juju Watkins and Paige Bucher. Beyond Clark, Moore also shared her thoughts on other young stars like Juju Watkins and Paige Bucher. On Watkins, she highlighted her physicality and versatility. She takes really good care of her body, she's strong, she moves well, she can do different things on the court, Moore said. That was one of my strengths, I could be effective in almost every area. And offensively, she's a bucket. Regarding Bucher's, Moore praised her poise and selfless play. What's always impressed me about Paige is her poise, even as a freshman. That's one of the things that separates her. Interestingly, Moore's comments about Clark differed from her remarks on Watkins and Bucher's. While she highlighted Watkins' scoring and Bucher's composure, her focus with Clark was on leadership. This suggests that Moore sees Clark as someone who already has elite technical skills but needs to refine the intangible qualities that will shape her long-term impact. A balanced take amidst the HYP. Moore's perspective is particularly significant given the intense praise and criticism Clark has faced. Clark shattered rookie records, including the WNBA's single-season assist record, while also dealing with scrutiny from all sides. Some veterans embraced her, while others seemed to resent the attention she received. Moore didn't feed into any of that. She didn't criticize Clark's media presence, downplay her success, or suggest she was overhyped. Instead, she provided constructive advice, acknowledging Clark's importance to the sport while pushing her to grow. His measured response reflects Moore's own character. She was known for professionalism, work ethic, and a team-first mentality. By focusing on leadership and preparation, she's passing on the values that made her successful. A generational connection that pushes the game forward. Clark has often called Moore her biggest basketball inspiration, particularly for her ability to impact games as a scorer, passer, and defender. Now, Moore is recognizing Clark's talent, completing a cycle of influence that spans generations. Their paths to professional basketball were different. Moore came through UConn, a dominant powerhouse, while Clark chose to stay home at Iowa and turned the program into a contender through sheer talent. But despite these differences, both players transcended the sport, becoming cultural icons. Moore was one of the first WNBA players to land major endorsement deals and gain mainstream recognition. Clark has taken that to an even greater level, drawing record-breaking TV ratings and signing deals with top brands. Moore's comments come at a time when the WNBA is experiencing unprecedented growth. Viewership, ticket sales, and social media engagement have all skyrocketed, fueled in large part by Clark and her fellow rookies. The bigger picture, women's basketball is evolving. What's also striking about Moore's perspective is that she embraces the next generation's success. Some sports legends hesitate to acknowledge their successors, but Moore fully supports the evolution of the game. She also spoke about new opportunities in women's basketball, including Unrivaled, a 3-on-3 competition featuring WNBA stars. That's a beautiful testament to when people, especially women, get an opportunity to be creative and build something new, Moore said. When there's a need, let's fill it. This connects to her advice for Clark. The game is evolving, and those who are prepared to lead and innovate will thrive. Moore sees Clark as a key figure in this transformation. If she continues to develop as a leader, final thoughts, a roadmap for greatness. Moore's words weren't just an endorsement of Clark's talent, they were a roadmap for her future. She recognizes Clark's skills but challenges her to grow as a leader, because that's what separates great players from all-time legends. For Clark, hearing this from her idol must be incredibly meaningful. Throughout her career, she's faced criticism and skepticism. But Moore, whose basketball legacy is unquestioned, publicly acknowledged her talent and potential. This moment isn't just about one player, it's about the continued growth of women's basketball. As legends like Moore guide rising stars like Clark, the game is set to reach even greater heights. So, what do you think about Moore's advice for Clark? Will she take these leadership lessons and become the next face of the WNBA? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more WNBA updates. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next